gentlemen, Dr.J.
Greetings, I'm Dr.J. Harrell-Sims. Welcome to my channel. If it's your first time, please press like, share, and please subscribe. And don't forget to hit the bell so you know each time I upload a new video. So yes, I've changed backgrounds back to my original. I'm in the lab. I have not been doing my mixing and everything for a while. I've been really busy, but now it's time for me to scale up and put out more product. So I am moving forward, and I have a new office, bigger, better, coming up really soon. So I'm trying to gear up for that. But today I want to talk about this baby formula shortage. I just want to share a little bit about my experience back in 1990 when I had my youngest son. I breastfed all of my children, and you know, what you do really has a big bearing on what your children do. I watched my mother breastfeed my younger brother, and that always stuck in my head. So I made sure that all of my children were breastfed. And so in 1990, I was breastfeeding my child, and it came to the point where I had a lot of stress. I was very stressed. And so with stress, you know, your milk supply starts, shutting down. And I was having a conversation with somebody, and they had brought to my attention, and I'm going to look it up because I really think it's important to know that people came to Africa and told African mothers that formula was much better and more healthy for their children than breast milk, and gave them a 2 or 3 week supply of the formula. Well, let me explain this, that if you don't breastfeed for 2 weeks, your breast milk supply shuts off. So what happened? They used this formula for 2 or 3 weeks, and now they can't breastfeed their children, and nor can they get the formula because they can't afford it. Now, I'm mentioning that, and no, I can't prove that, but the person that told me this, I believe what they're saying because I look at history. But now the other thing about this is, fast forward to my own experience. I was so stressed out that eventually I wasn't able to keep up. Some mothers cannot, the child doesn't latch on properly, or the mother has some issues and they're just not able to produce. And so what's happening is, if you can't breastfeed and you can't find formula, what happens to our children? And all of this is going on right now where they're trying to control women's bodies. How are we going to feed these babies if we can't afford breast milk, or we can't afford to breastfeed, and we can't afford to buy formula? I mean, make it make sense, please. Make it make sense, because it doesn't. But in 1990, I had an elder who lived downstairs, and she befriended me, and she told me, if you're not able to produce, I said, well, I'm going to put my baby on Similac or Enfamil, one of those two. And she said, don't do that. She said, the old school way is the best way. We've made it through so many things. And I don't even remember her name, and I'm pretty sure that she's no longer with us. I mean, she had some age on her then, and that was in 1990. But I will say that she taught me how to make formula. I'm not telling you this is what you do, but this is my experience, is that it was Karo syrup, evaporated milk, and distilled water. And as far as vitamins, there are vitamins that you get from your pediatrician. So that was the vitamins that my child was given, in addition to the the formula, the homemade formula. And my child was never hospitalized. My child didn't get sick. In fact, the sickest he ever got, he was already in elementary school. And, that was, we got through that. I think he got sick twice his whole life. Never really got ill or any of these things that they're saying, oh my God, don't use homemade formula. I'm not telling you to use homemade formula, and I'm not advocating not to use it. I'm telling you that you need to talk to your elders, and you need to find out what they did before the government got a hold of, all this processed food and things that we're putting in our body. At the end of the day, your baby has to eat. At the end of the day, that baby needs milk. We are the only animals that feed our children other animals. And I'm not saying that eating meat is wrong, and I'm not advocating veganism. Everyone has their own walk that they have to walk. But what I am saying is, you don't see a cat feeding their kittens goat milk, and you don't see a cow feeding its kids pig milk. So we do that. We drink milk from different animals when we have our own milk that we can feed our children with, that has a nourishment, that if we're eating right as mothers to be from the very beginning, if we're eating right and we're drinking lots of water and we're taking our prenatal vitamins and we're taking supplements and we're relieving ourselves of as much stress as possible, then we're able to produce. Our ancestors went through hell and they were still able to not only feed their own children, but they fed other people's children from the breast. So I just wanted to share my experience in 1990 with homemade formula. It worked for me. I'm not saying it's going to work for you. It's your choice. I just want to let you know there's a lot of don't do it, and then there's a lot of yes, do it. You have to make that decision for yourself, just like you have to decide everything that goes into your body for yourself. So it's not by coincidence that all of a sudden we have all these shortages. This is not by coincidence, but you still have to remain healthy. You do. You know, there's people that they have issues with lactation. Please seek someone that specializes in that. If you have a doula, talk to your doula. They can give you all the information that you need. Let me know what you think in the comments. May the Most High bless you, keep you, be safe. Shalom.